Today we are going to be using Subaru's new feature called Hands Free Assist. This is only available on the 2026 model year Subaru Outback in the Touring and the Touring XT trim levels. So it's unfortunately not available across the board, at least not as of yet. Who knows, this may get rolled out to other models in the future, but as of right now, it's only available on select 2026 Subaru Outback models. So what is Hands Free Assist? We're gonna be talking about that. I'm gonna show you how it works in your Subaru Outback and share with you some of the things that I've learned so far about this new technology. So starting out, we'll go ahead and start the car up. You will notice on the eyesight assist monitor up here, a new color. That blue light blinking is a good indication that your Subaru Outback has the Hands Free Assist technology. Now, when the 2026 Subaru Outback first arrived at Subaru retailers, they did not have, those Touring and Touring XTs did not yet have this Hands Free Assist software update. So there is a chance that if you have one of the early production 2026 Subaru Outbacks, that it doesn't have this, and you can just simply take your Subaru to your local Subaru retailer and they can get that software update performed for you because now it is available. So you'll want to look for that blue light as a good indication whether or not yours has this. And then of course, we're going to test this out today. I'm going to show you how it works. And so you'll be able to see for yourself how it works and hopefully answer a lot of questions surrounding this. I've been getting more and more questions now about this, how it works and all the ins and outs there. So of course, if you have more questions, leave those down in the comment section below and I'll do my best to answer those for you. So let's go ahead, let's get the car out on the highway and we will test this out. I just noticed actually before taking off that a lot of my safety systems, lane assist, my blind spot detection, a lot of that stuff is turned off down here. And it is important to note that those pieces of safety technology have to be turned on. So we're gonna go into the driver assistance settings here and make sure that everything is turned on. Collision avoidance, we want to make sure that the blind spot detection is turned on. Lane departure, okay, we should be good there. So, all right, let's go ahead. By the way, if any of your safety systems are turned off, typically it'll light up down here and be lit up orange like it was just a moment ago, but now everything is green and appears to be on. The little green eyeball, that is what you call driver focus in your Subaru, and there's a little infrared scanner over here that is basically looking at the eye movement of the driver and the position of your head. If you're looking off from the side of the road, not paying attention, the car will identify that and it'll remind you on the dash. And then if you have this hands-free assist going, it will actually turn that off. So I'll show you how that works here in just a moment. But before we get on the highway, let's just talk briefly about what this does, how it works. I think the simplest way to explain this is to talk about it with your adaptive cruise control, because this really just builds upon what has been out for a long time called Subaru's adaptive cruise control. And the adaptive cruise control is operated right here. You have an on-off switch right here. You'll notice that when you turn it on, it says ready on the display here. And then just like cruise control in most vehicles, you click the switch down to set your speed, and that will adapt your speed to the pace of traffic ahead. And then this lane centering button, another one that has been on Subarus for many years now, that is simultaneously going to control our hands-free assist here in just a moment. So we'll hop out on the road here and we will see how this works. By the way, this does not, hands-free assist does not work on every road. So right now we're on a small road here. It's not gonna work on this road. You do have to be on what Subaru calls at least a 2-lane mapped highway. So that is something that is one of the many requirements for this to work. All right, so we'll get up to highway speeds here and we will turn this on. So as I mentioned, it builds on your adaptive cruise control. So you first click your cruise control button, tap down on this switch here to set your cruise. and then we'll get the speeds up to 55. And you'll notice immediately my hands-free assist, it lit up blue, turning on immediately. And that's because I already had the lane centering turned on. But let's say we turn that lane centering off for just a moment. Our adaptive cruise is set, it's on, going 55. Now if I click that lane centering button, as long as all these things have been met, so it's saying hands on right now. Now it's saying hands free pretty instantaneously. It's using the lane markings in the road, so that is a requirement. Those eyesight cameras are constantly monitoring that, making sure that you have lanes there that this can guide you on. And then you'll notice down in the display here, it's also picking up your blind spot detection. So that's because at, I believe it speeds 50 miles an hour or greater, you can use something called lane change assist. And so if I turn my blinker on, so we'll do that here in just a moment. So you notice there's somebody in my blind spot. It actually waits for that. And there's somebody else coming up here too. So it's waiting for that to be clear before it will make that lane change. So it's doing the lane change for me, which is pretty impressive. It's kind of scary at first. It only does one lane change at a time. So even though I still have my blinker on, it's only going to do one lane change at a time. It doesn't just continuously keep going for you. Now, I just realized that I'm below the speed limit, so we're gonna bump this up to 65. Looks like the speed limit just changed, increased a little bit. So we're gonna go 65 miles an hour now. And again, it's doing the hands-free. We've got a rainy day here today, so that's a good test. Just like your eyesight, you have to have visibility for this to work. If those cameras can't see, this eyesight system is not going to work, and therefore neither will your hands-free system. I should also note this is not self-driving. The car is not driving for you. Yes, you've got your hands off, you may even have your feet off the pedals like I do now, but you still have to be attentive. Obviously be smart when you're driving. You still need to be alert because like I said, if you're looking down, I don't know if I can trick the sensor, the driver monitoring system. See, it's telling me keep my eyes on the road. My eyes are on the road, but I'm just looking down. If you keep your eyes off the road, it will actually deactivate the hands-free system, and it just as quickly as it activates, it deactivates. So that's why I say you still want to be smart, be attentive when you're driving, but as you can imagine, this can be really nice and enjoyable to use when you're on those long trips, when you're on those long straightaways. You'll notice we have a little bit of a curve here, and it's still taking these curves. Now it's not gonna, from my experience, it's not gonna take a big curve for you, but it will kind of go with the curves in the road of the highway, and it's not gonna take exits for you. So if you're gonna need to be getting off the exit, take back over, you can either apply the brakes, tap these buttons here to turn that off. Either one will work. And we're gonna go over this way. But yeah, as you all can see, it's fairly easy to use and something that you can probably get comfortable with pretty quickly. See how quick it'll activate here again for us. Sometimes it takes a second, but it's usually pretty quick. It'll say hands on, lit up green. And I realize why it's not turning on. It's because that lane marking is so far out here in just a moment. Now that we've got that lane there, that lane marking visible here in just a moment, there we go, hands free. We've got it back on. So that's a good example there where you have the edge of the highway or the edge of the road way out here. The cameras don't pick up on that lane way out into the emergency lane. Instead, it's only gonna be what's directly in front of you. I'm kind of curious too. I don't have the windshield wipers going right now, so I'm curious to see if it's going to deactivate because of lack of visibility. It's pretty good. It's, you know, visibility has decreased and it's still active there. Obviously I don't suggest that. You're gonna use your wiper blades so you can see, but just cool to see how this works. And this is such a cool piece of technology. I think this is really impressive. I know other vehicles, other manufacturers have had stuff like this for a few years now, but it's just really cool seeing this in action, actually using it. You'll see it yells at you when you need to take back over. But overall, I'm really impressed with it. I think it's cool, and I'm excited to see how this continues to be rolled out. Hopefully, with future model years of new Subarus, this will get implemented on some of the other vehicles as well for people who want to take advantage and enjoy this as well. I know I'm gonna get asked this, so I'll go ahead and answer it here. I don't think that Subaru will make this retroactively available for older Subaru models. So even if you have eyesight right now, I don't think that Subaru will make this a retroactive update, unfortunately, at least from my experience with stuff like this that Subaru has rolled out. So I think moving forward, it's a possibility it will get added to new Subaru models, but I don't think they're gonna go back and start adding it to the other Subaru models that have the eyesight technology. Overall, I am incredibly impressed with how this works. I think it's a really cool piece of technology, and if you have a Touring or a Touring XT, I think it is worthwhile checking it out. Hopefully your Subaru salesperson can share this with you. It is new technology. We are still kind of learning about it as time goes on. So hopefully you found this video helpful and insightful in some way. If you have any questions, as always, leave those down in the comments section below. Hope you all enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you in the next video.